What's up? And welcome to my review of Dragon Ball Super. Just finished reviewing Dragon Ball Super Broly, and I wanted to take a step back and talk about the Dragon Ball Super series, both what we've seen already and what I would like to see in the future. This will probably be in two parts, so bear with me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to review both the manga and the anime at the same time, maybe do a little bit of contrast comparing, and so I want to just get right into it. I won't do most of the filler episodes, and this part will go up until the Tournament of Power, and then part 2 I want to talk about the Tournament of Power and what I would like to see in the future. So here we go. First off, the first 30 episodes of the anime is a recap of the movies Battle of the Gods and Resurrection of F. And I gotta say, you could kind of tell the animation is rushed in a lot of this stuff, and they didn't have a lot of time to really do it justice. And you could definitely see that in the Battle of the Gods story arc, and in the manga it's basically gone through very fast. It's only like two or three issues, and that's it. And then Resurrection of F isn't even touched upon. There's like a manga, like a side story of that, where it goes up until Goku and Frieza, do their big transformations. But as far as the stories themselves, Battle of Gods, it's okay. It's just the animation's kind of, all over the place. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But Resurrection of F, oh God. I thought the movie was bad. I thought there's no way they could make this even worse. And it's like someone heard me say that, or somebody else said that towards the Toei people, and they just went, hold my beer, because, oh God, is it worse? Oh, it's so terrible. I actually didn't want to watch anymore after that, especially after they bitched out Gohan to Frieza. I was like, what the hell were you thinking doing this to Gohan? And then the whole thing with Vegeta, oh God, that whole story arc sucked. It sucked so bad. Ugh. And I wasn't even looking forward to the Universe 6 tournament, and so I thought it was okay. It was pretty good. The manga does it a little very differently, because in the anime they have Goku going to Ascended Super Saiyan God. I refuse to call it by its official name. Backtrack for a little bit. In the manga they call it, that's where they start calling it Super Saiyan Blue, because originally when the movie came out it was called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which is a dumb name as far as I'm concerned. And a fan name was Ascended Super Saiyan God, and I liked that one better, so I started using that. And then in the manga, when they're setting up the tournament of Universe 6, and Goku and Vegeta are basically sparring against each other, and they're saying, yeah, my Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is better. No, my Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is better. And they're like, this is a mouthful. Like, even they realize that this is a mouthful. We can't keep saying that, so we need a better name for it. And in the manga, Whis is the one that says Super Saiyan Blue. And when I read that, I just said, that's a stupid name. But apparently it was good enough for whoever's in charge, because that became the official name. And I hate both of those official names, because in my opinion, why are we color coding our Super Saiyans now? This is stupid. And so it didn't exactly put me on a good foot to get into the Universe 6 tournament, but the whole tournament itself, some of the stuff I liked. The stuff with Frost, it was like, yeah, not really too much of a fan, because he got taken out too easily by Vegeta. I did like the fact that he tried to play him off like, oh, I'm a good guy, and then he's actually a snake in disguise. That was okay, but the rest of it was just kind of a letdown. And the whole thing, the best part to me was the Vegeta versus Kaba fight, because Vegeta really did act like a mentor in a sense, forcing Kaba to man up and transform into a Super Saiyan. And then he saw there's even something greater beyond this, and he transforms into that blue form, into the Super Saiyan, the ascended Super Saiyan God. And so I did like that, the whole thing. And in the manga, it's done even better because when he fights Hit, yeah, he gets his ass kicked, but it's, they talk about, Vegeta, you could have actually won that fight if he had transformed in against Kaba, because it takes away so much stamina to. It's not so you can just turn off and on like they do in the anime so much. And so it eats up a lot of stamina, so you need to be able to do it properly and basically master this form, which I liked. And they even did that again later on, which I'll get to. But I just didn't. I didn't like what they did with the anime because Vegeta got his ass kicked and that was it. It was like, yeah, this guy's even greater than the Super Saiyan God or Ascended Super Saiyan God. And Goku using the Kaioken on top of it was kind of cool, although a bit of a nitpick. Kaioken's a very dark red aura to it. It looks kind of badass. I like it. But when he did it with the Ascended Super Saiyan God, why is it pink? I didn't like that it was pink. And if you're saying, well, if you mix the dark red and the blue auras, they'd be purple. Why isn't this purple? Maybe the coloring was off. I don't know. If it would have been purple, I'd been fine. But pink just seemed like an odd color to me. I don't know. Maybe I just like pink. But yeah, for the most part, it was okay. But that last fight with Goku in the anime is really cool. In the manga, they do it differently, whereas Goku is gradually transforming, and then he uses the Ascended Super Saiyan God, and that's all he needs because he was just using that power to be able to break through his time skip, which was, I preferred the manga version of that, but hey, that's just me. Then we got into the Zamasu story, and this to me is my favorite story of the arc so far, because it actually felt like a story arc and something was on the line in a sense, because Trunks came back, Trunks' future was being destroyed again, and you could kind of tell they're trying to make this into like the next Cell Saga, but to me, especially towards the end, it came across like the next Majin Buu Saga, whereas you have all these different ways it could have ended, but then you chose probably the weakest way to end it. And I did like in the manga and the anime how Vegeta is a lot more front and center, with the one trying to go up against Black, trying to go up against the one that's destroying Trunks' future, and he's showing a more fatherly presence to him. And I really liked that father-son Galick Gun in the anime. That's one of the best scenes in that whole arc. That's really cool. If you get a chance, yeah, check that scene out. That's cool. And the stuff with Goku actually needing to use the Mafuba to use against an immortal opponent is smart, and it's kind of cool. But in the story, they make Goku really stupid. I mean, not just regular Goku, like, Goku's not the smartest person. He's kind of a doofus, but he's a likable doofus, kind of like Rocky. But they make him into a moron, not just like ignorant dumb, but like Team 4-star Goku levels of dumb, leaving the sensu beans on the toilet, and then forgetting the freaking seal for the Mafuba. I was like, come on. At least in the manga, he has a seal, but he has a piece of paper, but it's actually a coupon to a cabaret show. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a little bit better, but you're still a little dumb. But that's more of an ignorant thing, not like forgetting the toilet, seeing the sensitivity on the toilet. God, that was dumb. But how they use Trunks as well, I think, is better in the manga, because in the anime they give him this really big power up boost. They call it, some people are calling it like a Super Saiyan Rage, and to me that just comes across. You might want to hear about the kids with this one. I don't know. It comes across a bit of an ass pull as far as I'm concerned. because it makes no sense to me. It's like, why is he all of a sudden this powerful? I mean, Gohan had those sort of flurries of power, but he hasn't maintained that as well as this new form for some reason. But yeah, and then the ending. So go back to Trunks real quick. In the manga, they said, oh, he was an apprentice of the Supreme Kai, and it was, yeah, he has this ability to heal people. Okay, and it's not perfect, and they do something like, okay, it makes a lot more sense to what they did in that one instead of just this freaking asshole that they did in the anime. Also, I did think that's the way that they could have finished off Black and Zamasu in the anime with Trunks finishing him off was probably the best way to end it. But then they really dropped the ball, I think, on that ending. It's a good story, but the bad ending with, you know, the King of All coming in, and that whole thing is kind of weird. Yeah, I'll give a final analysis in the next part, but I didn't like the way it ended, except for in the anime, when Trunks goes back, when he leaves them in his time machine. I really like the scene where he sees Gohan greeting him and saying goodbye. The earlier Gohan scene was frustrating as hell, but this one felt a little bit more heartfelt, and it felt like a really good, you know, addendum to the history of Trunks story that we got in the anime, and it was well done. And I thought, yeah, that's how you end it. That was good. That was a good way to say goodbye to Trunks. So I know this part of you is kind of all over the place, but that's it for part 1. Part 2, I'll talk about the Tournament of Power and what I'd like to see coming forward. And so that's all I got for now. So what did you think of these arcs? Which was your favorite story arc so far in Dragon Ball Super? Let me know in the comments. And until then, take care. Bye.